So Merab just big brother dunked Cory Sandhagen, and he even almost TKO'd him. Now, some people find Merab's fight style boring, and others will say,
It's MMA. If you don't like it, go and watch boxing.
but that's not relevant, and that's not what we're talking about today. Boring or not, today we'll be breaking down the overpowered style of Merab Dvalishvili. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, don't forget to smash the shit out of the like button and my anus, and let's begin. So it's pretty safe to say that Merab isn't going anywhere anytime soon. He truly seems unstoppable right now. But what is it that makes him unstoppable? And why can't any of these guys get close to beating the Goblin? Well, I've got 5 reasons why that is. And reason number 1 is this. It's the takedown threat. Yeah, no shit, obviously. Wrestler do wrestling, right? No. With Merab, it's more than just wrestling. You see, Merab's threat of wrestling is just like that first time your dad beat your ass. Even in the future, after you've successfully evaded 1 or 2 beatdowns, you will always remember the time your dad beat your ass and traumatized you. It's inside of this core memory and the fear that's attached to it that causes you to overthink. You see, these guys know that Merab's going to pick them up, and they know he's going to put them down over and over again. They've seen it happen to their peers, and they've seen it happen to themselves after the first round. It's the threat of this humiliation ritual that gets people overthinking. Are they getting hurt? No. Are they getting embarrassed? Yes. Now, this humiliation ritual does a few things. Firstly, it gets you moving backwards out of range. And if you aren't in boxing range, you can't really damage Merab properly. Oh, you could throw a flying knee. Shut the fuck up, they don't land. Now, not only does it get you going backwards out of range, this also stops you throwing any long combinations. When do we ever see anyone moving backwards and landing more than a jab or a check hook? It's just hard to land fight-ending damage when you're on the back foot. Another thing it also does is it causes you to freeze. Now, Cory did an amazing job in this fight, but most of Merab's opponents seem to freeze and try to calculate what he's going to be doing next. Merab enters range and all of a sudden it's, oh my god, is this a punch? No, wait, it might be a single leg. It's always a single leg. No, it's both. Now, number 2 that accompanies the threat of the takedown is Merab's movement. You see, Merab moves like a tweaker that's been planted on the corner of a busy city street. He slowly inches forward, tweaking. Hands high, hands low. Leg over here, woo! Leg over there. Ooh, you never know what's coming your way because Merab's body is constantly tweaking and feinting. And he does this for the whole fight. Even when he's in his corner, he's still doing it. And you see, once you pair these 2 skills together and you have Merab move forward, we see each and every one of his opponents eventually get tired. Because here's the thing. If you get pressured and you overthrow, bam, that's a takedown. Moving backwards too much and ending up near the cage, 3 to 4 punch combination and bam, takedown. Oh, fuck. Nothing's working. Okay, how about moving forward? I'll throw some kicks. Nope, that gets your leg caught and you guessed it, takedown. Merab really does have amazing distance management also. He's either all the way in or he's all the way out. And sometimes he's all the way out. I'm talking on the other side of the octagon out. Huh? And that's the next skill to discuss. Mind games. This one doesn't get Merab enough credit from anyone. You see, even I started this video talking about wrestling, but it's not just the wrestling of Merab that's effective. It's his goddamn trolling. You know, Merab's this comedian, goblin-looking thing. He's like 5'6". He's not that intimidating. Barely ever does he land fight-finishing blows, except almost on Cory. And barely ever does he submit you, except for Sean O'Malley. I feel a lot of his opponents don't fear what's coming back. But then all of a sudden, towards the end of a round, he's pointing at you. He's laughing at you. He's saying before the fight that he doesn't like to be disrespected. But then all of a sudden he's trying to dunk you on your head, humiliate you and kiss your forehead. And then he goes back to his corner and you see him dancing around like a little goblin. What's more disrespectful than that? He does this to meme on you and he does this to rage bait you. Now people chalk this down to just aura farming, but it's not that. It's mental warfare. Because whilst you're sitting on your stool trying to get some oxygen in your lungs because, you know, you're a human, Merab's over there with his stupid little goblin face, not even sitting on the stool, laughing, dancing, pointing, joking. This all leads to discouragement. And for a fighter, their confidence is everything. Merab really leaves you asking, does this guy ever get fucking tired? And the answer is no. Number 4. Gas tank. Merab seems like a nice guy, but then he comes and trolls you and he annoys you with his twitchiness, his distance management, and his spam takedowns. But none of this is possible without his stamina. Merab has an endless battery. No sitting down during rounds, no resting in any positions. Well, no positions that's not kissing you on the forehead, kneeing you in the thigh, and whispering in your ear. He just never stops. And this is the one part about his game that is everything, and it's also a mystery. Look at every single athlete in this sport. The best of the best across the whole sport. The fittest, most mentally tough athletes from across the whole world compete in MMA. Yet Merab somehow has not just 3 times the better cardio, not just 5, but almost 10x the cardio of some other fighters. Sure, other people have good cardio, but even Volk himself, who has amazing cardio, said that he doesn't understand Merab. He said even he sees that this guy doesn't get tired. Volk gets tired and manages it. Merab doesn't get tired. So hats off to Merab for having the biggest weapon inside of the whole sport, and the rest of his cake just doesn't bake without that one ingredient. But there is a final ingredient that doesn't get mentioned often, and it's Merab's fight IQ. Now, some people underestimate Merab's fight IQ, and I don't know why that is. Is it because he looks like he's been dropped on his head from birth? Well, yes, but that doesn't matter. He has surprisingly good fight IQ. You see, Merab just knows his game and knows how to best implement it. He also knows how to get the biggest moments out of every single round. Whether that's trolling you, whether that's picking you up and dumping you, whether that's pointing and laughing and punching you in the face, he knows how to seem dominant in the judge's eyes. And that's his fight IQ at play. It's not just for TikTok edits. This guy knows that if he gets you moving backwards, and if he gets you thinking about the takedown, this will open up his entire game and start to get you tired. Once he gets you tired, he can then start affecting you psychologically. And then he just titrates through each and every single one of these. Pick you up and dump you, laugh in your face, pretend to initiate a takedown but then punch you in the face, get you in some weird humiliating position and give you a little kiss on the head. All of these things seem silly, but they're all a part of his game and they're all a part of him and his fight IQ. A lot of Merab's game is just overstimulating you, making you carry his weight and humiliating you. Anyone who's ever done a little bit of training knows that being gassed and trying to protect yourself or fight is probably the worst thing that could ever happen to you. And I think that's what Merab's style is. It's a wrestle-heavy base with a never-ending battery attached to it, and it's the elite of the elite mind games. And in between every single one of those attributes I mentioned in this video, he also is now developing great striking. He might not have power in his hands, but when you start to underestimate and focus on his wrestling, now out comes his striking. And we saw it in the Cory Sandhagen fight. I honestly thought he was going to get a TKO in the second round, and if he can start pulling off TKOs, he has to move up. Because at this point, it's so unfair to anyone in his division. He is completely destroying everyone, and honestly, it's just impressive. Now guys, I know it's not an entertaining style. Similar to when Chimaev just ragdolled the shit out of DDP. For a lot of fans, it's not that interesting. But you have to respect these parts of the game, and you have to respect the ability to dominate someone at the highest level. Now granted, Cory just put up one of the best fights I've seen against Merab, but if that's the highlight and the positive is that you lost but not so bad as everyone else, you know that person's a dominant champion. So guys, let me know down below, did you enjoy the fight? Who do you think has a chance of even beating Merab? And what other points did I miss about his fighting style? Guys, other than that, don't forget to click this video right here. Smack the shit out of the like button, subscribe button, and my anus, and I'll be seeing you next week for a new upload. Do I have anything else to talk about? Nope. All right, see you next week. Bye.